This is the mini lesson for lesson 1.3 on page 24. The table shows the weight of 4 different adult birds and the weights of their eggs. So first thing we need to make sure we always do when we see a table is that we look at the headings. So this column is mother's weight. This is egg weight. So they want us to compare the weights of the eggs. They want me to list the birds in order from the bird with the largest egg to the bird with the smallest egg. So when I look at the egg, the largest is 11. So swan is going to be first. Second is going to be the chicken. 75 hundredths is bigger than 1/10, so pigeon is next. And last is the robin. So this is just in order of the size of the egg. Now they want me to determine the ratio. As soon as I see that word, I'm thinking, what does that look like? Ratio looks like a fraction. So I want the ratio of egg weight to mother's weight for each bird. And then I want to use my calculator to help, and I want to write the ratios as decimals. So I'm going to take each one separate. I'm going to start with the pigeon. So it told me egg weight to mother's weight, so egg weight has to go first. So 0.75, and mother's weight is 10. Okay, chicken, 2/80. The swan, 11/352. And the robin, 0.1/2.5. Okay, so again, this is hard to make any kind of comparison because my denominators aren't the same. And in this case, I'm going to have a really hard time making a common denominator because I have a decimal here. So easier is going to be to convert everything over to decimals. Now, I have a shortcut for when we divide by 10. So I could put 0.75 divided by 10 in my calculator. But when we're dividing by 10, we're taking our decimal, we're moving it one place to the left. So I know this one without having to use a calculator. So the pigeon is 0.075, and this is going to be ounces. The chicken, if I hit 2 divided by 80, I will get 0.025 ounces. The swan is going to give me 0.03125 ounces, and the robin, 0.04 ounces. So I just want to make sure I answered the question completely. I determined the ratios, I used my calculator, and I wrote them all as decimals. Okay, now they want me to use the decimals that we just came up with in problem 2, and we're going to answer the following questions. They want me to explain my reasoning, so it's not good enough to give a number answer. So which of the birds listed lays the largest egg for its size? So I'm looking at which one of these numbers is the largest. Well, they all have a decimal and then a 0. So I'm going to look to the second number. 7 is the largest, so the pigeon. And then my reasoning is the pigeon had the greatest ratio of egg weight to mother's weight. Okay, which had the smallest egg for its size? So I'm looking for the smallest number up here. So again, they all started with 0. The next number is a 3 here, a 4, a 2. So it looks like the chicken. And my reasoning is it had the least ratio of egg weight to mother's weight. Okay, now we're supposed to compare the ratios, and list the birds in order from greatest to least. We already said pigeon was greatest. We already said chicken was the least. So I'm going to put pigeon here. I'm going to put chicken here. So now I really just need to worry about these two. So which is the next largest? 0.04 is greater than 0.03. So it would go pigeon, robin, swan, chicken. So now I'm able to actually compare, basing the egg weight to the mother's weight, the size of their eggs. Okay, you guys are going to continue, and you're going to finish page 25 in your groups for work time. So make a little note. Here's going to be your work time. When you get to page 26, there is a key vocab word, so I'd like you to make note that you should be marking your text. And then problems 2 and 3 are almost so simple that most kids get confused. So all they're asking you to do is write each length in the table as a rate. So they gave me 12 inches is 1 foot. 12 inches over 1 foot. That's it. So you're going to finish this page. When you get to page 27, what I want to point out here is they're taking 30 minutes and they're scaling it up to find miles per hour, but we know that 1 hour is 60 minutes. So right here, 60 minutes, this is 1 hour. So make a little note of 1 hour. We are going to completely skip this, so you don't even have to look at this box here. On page 28, again, it's the same situation. So if you look back on the table on page 26, they give us a lot of conversions here. They tell us that there are 3,600 seconds in an hour. They're using that when they do this conversion here, because again, we're finding miles per hour, and 1 hour is 3,600 seconds, since they were using some seconds here. So make note that this is 1 hour when you guys analyze this problem. You can skip this. Then what I'd really love to see you get to is at the very end, if you still have extra time, I'd like you to skip this for now, but come back and try to finish 4A and B. This is a really tough problem, but I know there will be several of you that are going to be able to get that. Next page, we are going to skip 5, and you are going to work on scaling up and down, so you will continue to finish problem 3 for work time. And then I'm just going to go over one example on page 30 with you. So this is going back to using the table found on page 26, right here. What you want to do is read the question. It says, how many quarts, so I'm using quarts, are in 12 cups? So it's quarts and cups. So I'm going back here. Quarts and cups are capacity. So I'm looking in this column, and I'm looking for where I see quarts and cups. Here I do. 4 cups equals 1 quart. I just wrote that off to the side here. So I'm going to start by setting this up as a ratio. I'm going to use this. 4 cups is 1 quart. So I'm going to right away bring over my labels. Cups, quarts. So now it's obvious where the 12 has to go. It's 12 cups. So it has to go in the numerator. Well, now we know how to solve a problem like this. We're going to scale up. Times 3, times 3. So there are 12 cups is the exact same thing as 3 quarts, which is what the question asked. So you will be going back and using that table to finish up the rest of these problems on this page. Again, when you finish, then I would love for you to go back to page 28 and try problems 4A and B. Then have me check, and then we'll get you your assignment after that.